As the General Secretary left, my greeting was, "Hello, Senior, because I'm also a graduate of Bayi School. I spent all 6 years of my middle school at Bayi School."
Beijing Bayi School, where Xi Jinping studied, was founded by Marshal Nie Rongzhen, a senior revolutionary. Rongzhen Children's School developed. Niu Zhenyun, secretary of the party committee of the school, recalled the scene when General Secretary Xi Jinping visited the school on September 9, 2016, and he still remembers it vividly.
General Secretary, she walked in front of this picture very naturally. In front of this picture, he himself gave us all of them. They all introduced the whole style of the campus where he lived at that time. The General Secretary is a particularly emotional person. He is obsessed with his friends in the school and his teachers. Secondly, he is special for the growth of young people, yes. Those who hope that the school will run well. Lay a good foundation for the future development of the school. That's what I felt was a really honorable and heavy responsibility at the time.
Quality education is crucial, emphasizing tailored teaching, student strengths, practical application, and honoring educators' knowledge. Over the last 5 years, the school followed General Secretary Xi Jinping's directives, highlighting 5 educations and holistic development for student-focused growth.
We train here every day after school. From that time to this day, I've been training at a high intensity. Following team training, I will practice to uphold self-discipline. In primary school, the focus is on technical movements. In junior high and high school, there is more emphasis on tactical and strength training.
5 years ago on September 9th, Jiang Zi, a second-year student at Beijing Bayi School, was training on the playground in 6th grade when he saw the General Secretary approaching.
Eager to train, we swiftly gathered around. I and 3 other players showed him a juggling game, and after he watched it, he also told us about his experience playing at Bayi. He mentioned not having the current good conditions and having a dirt playground back then, but they still trained very rigorously. Taking part in national contests had positive outcomes. He motivated me, saying, "You're doing well. Keep training and studying hard to make our country proud." This strengthened my resolve to not let the General Secretary down. My dream is to be a good professional.
Jiang Ziyue's play is inspired by the General Secretary's expectations. Every student at Beijing Bayi School is painting their dreams. Animation Club and Shadow Puppet Club. The Choral Festival, the Sports Festival, and various colorful club festivals provide a platform for students to display their talents. To cultivate positive qualities, the school identifies 12 traits, like being civilized, brave, elegant, and fun, through music. A monthly theme helps students organize and lead moral education activities. Guidance is essential for students' all-round development.
When people came up to me, the General Secretary shook my hand cordially and said,
"You are the homeroom teacher of Class 6. You began teaching English and later evolved into a school."
It's been a while since I last visited the School Culture and Art Center, where General Secretary Xi Jinping met with teachers and students. Recalling that morning, Su Shuani, the 80-year-old principal, was still excited.
"I was very impressed. I was too excited to speak during my special moment, which the General Secretary vividly remembers even after many years."
It is a blessing in life for a person to meet a good teacher. It is the glory of a school to have good teachers. The continuous emergence of batches of good teachers in a nation is the hope of the nation. At the symposium, Xi Jinping emphasized the importance of teachers mentoring students in character development. Be a guide for students to learn knowledge. Be a guide for students' innovative thinking. Be a guide for students to dedicate themselves to the motherland. These 4 guides became a guiding light for the majority of teachers.
For example, one of them is a student, a guide for innovative thinking.
"I was impressed by this. After my PhD, I spent 5 to 6 years sharing my knowledge and methods with others, applying for projects on innovative thinking, aligning them with my research, and attending speeches by the General Secretary.
Chen Ying has been a chemistry teacher and subject leader in Haidian District for over 5 years after a year with the company. It is not only a beneficiary of learning from seniors through school talent training programs, such as the famous Teacher Studio, but also a leader in driving the growth of more young teachers. A large number of good teachers have been strengthened in Beijing Bayi School in an all-round way. I am enthusiastic about being a guide for students.
According to this demand of teachers, we have made a new plan in the 14th five-year plan.
We call it a private, customized growth plan, according to its different stages of development and its own needs. Different training plans are at the same time, in order to promote the growth of teachers at all levels, called a talent training project.
Think about how we can design it.
Chen Ying is presently in a spacesuit design class for spacewalks. The class takes place at the new Tiangong laboratory, with students from different high school classes. In 2016, when General Secretary Xi Jinping came to the school, he carefully watched the students developing China's first science popularization satellite for middle school students and encouraged the children to tell him if it is launched. At the end of 2016, before the launch of the small satellite, the students wrote a letter to report to the General Secretary and soon received a reply. In the letter, General Secretary Xi Jinping hoped you'd keep seeking knowledge and exploring. Cultivate the spirit of science, study hard, work hard in practice, and encourage more young people to talk about science, love science, learn science, and use science, and strive to grow into the pillars of the motherland. We will strengthen our support for realizing the Chinese dream of national rejuvenation in the future.
Since then, our school has built a lot of such courses on this platform, and the impact is subtle. Some children may love aerospace, while others keep it in their hearts.
I have a strong passion for scientific research and patriotism. In the past 5 years, Beijing Bayi School has been dedicated to developing an aerospace lab for station construction. It has created a system to nurture aerospace talent, aiming to build a top-tier science and technology high school through 12 years of integration. He led the China Aerospace Science and Technology Education Alliance to boost science and technology education.
At the Lunar Electromagnetic Castle, I assisted in constructing a moon base to protect astronauts and support advanced experiments.
There were many failures in it, which made me and my classmates form a better team.
Over the past 5 years, Beijing Bayi School prioritized high-quality growth through collaboration and anxiety reduction. Widen access to top-notch educational resources through the Red Gene Alliance, benefiting hundreds of schools nationwide. Undertake the mission of fair, balanced, and high-quality development of education. Following the Republic's footsteps, the August 1st spirit shines bright. Bayi people remain steadfast in their original goals, as entrusted by General Secretary Xi Jinping.
In unprecedented century changes, we will heed the General Secretary's guidance and pursue a path of distinct characteristics in China's basic education.